All right, y'all. So I'm back for episode 5 or whatever. Like I said, it's a continuation of the situation that happened between Cardi, Swift, and Asia. Like I told you guys last episode, she said fuck Swift and his bullshit. She done whatever, whatever. So Cardi, she comes back in the room with her wig intact and everything, and she's asking Swift why he didn't defend her, and I'm like, fuck defending you. He should have been defending his girlfriend in that moment, especially, which he didn't do, especially when you ambushed her the way you did. Like, now y'all know I like Cardi B and everything, but that shit was fucked up. That was fucked up for her to ambush that girl like that. That girl, that girl ain't had no type of warning whatsoever that, Cardi was going to put hands on her, this, that, and the third. Like, that was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And she's sitting up here, she keep on saying how she got too much respect for her man or whatever, this, that, and the third, and how she be waiting for him to call her at night and all this other stuff. It's like, Cardi, you keep on saying that, but once again, you let that boy kiss you. Just because you didn't sit on it, as you say, you still kissed him. You still kissed him. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you know or not, but kissing is a form of cheating. It's a form of cheating. So, I mean, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so next thing you know, she puts hands on him or whatever because I guess she irritated with him at this point. And, security got to, separate her from him. And, then he starts wilding out or whatever and starts yelling, saying, I would never do her like that, and start throwing shit or whatever. And he like, you got me out here looking crazy. And I'm like, am I in the fucking Twilight Zone? I'm like, you damn right you looking crazy right about now, because where was all that at 2 minutes ago when your girlfriend found out about what the fuck you did with Cardi? Where was all that at 2 minutes ago? To try to fight, to make an attempt to try to fight for your girl at that moment. You just pretty much let her walk the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even make an attempt to try to, you know what I'm saying? Like, not for real, for real. Like, really? Like, yeah, motherfucker, you is looking crazy right now doing all that over a motherfucker that you not in a relationship with. And this is why the shit is a motherfucking problem. This is why it's a problem. And this is why you and your girlfriend got trust issues between y'all. But at the same time, it's like I said before, I'm pretty sure Cardi B is not the only chick that you had done something with or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But from just for the simple fact that you made the first move on Cardi and everything. But anyways, moving on from that. So we get Rich, Self, and Snoop. They're all at the basketball court trying to, let some steam off and everything. Snoop tells them about, her and her issues with Jay or whatever. Self, he's telling them about working with Mariah Lynn or whatever. Rich is like, Self lost his damn mind. And, because, Rich still has an issue with Mariah Lynn after she tried to, break up his bromance between him and Cisco last season. And he tells them, Self is telling them about the launch party and everything. Rich thinks that Mariah Lynn's music is trash or whatever, this, that, and the third. And then Rich, he starts, telling them about his new girl and, the situation that happened with his daughter or whatever. Self is like, are you going to bring your new girl to, my event and everything? And Rich is like, no, I think I'm going to let her sit this one out or whatever. I don't feel like hearing her mouth about, the situation with Ashley and everything. So, moving on from that, we meet up with, we see Kim Bella or whatever. She's meeting up with an old friend, which is Cameron's girlfriend, Juju. And, she's, introducing herself to us and everything about how she has a book coming out. And I think she said she had like an advice column or something like that and some other stuff that she's doing. And she's been with Cameron for almost a decade or something like that. And then Kimbella, she also invites Jay to their little lunch situation. Kimbella, she's telling them about, her and Jewels, about how they had like a little situation or whatever, but, they got it in check and all this other stuff, and how she just doesn't want to revisit the past with him, and blase, and how they have their own studio in the house, but he still wants to go work outside of their studio and everything, and she's not feeling that. And I'm like, see, This is what probably why the motherfucker couldn't pay his goddamn child support and got a warrant out for his arrest because of that shit. I don't know if y'all heard, but yeah, Juelz apparently is he apparently owes child support to his first baby mama of his first son or whatever. He owes like I think about $30,000 in child support or whatever, this, that, and the third, to her and everything. And he got a warrant out for his arrest in Jersey and all this other stuff. And I'm like, see, this is why the motherfucker can't make no money now, because you are still holding on to this shit and not letting him do what the fuck he gotta do. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's still it. But at the same time, you can't, just put all the blame on her. It's still his responsibility to make sure that he got his child support paid and everything. And I know I'm not a parent or whatever, but I never understood the whole situation of throwing somebody in jail for child support or whatever. My whole thing is, I mean, you really not gonna get the money then if they be if the person that owes child support is thrown in jail. I don't understand why they don't just garnish the person's checks or whatever to go to the care provider, or the person that has the main custody of the kid or whatever. You guys know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why they do that. But do y'all know, anybody that's parents out there, do y'all understand why they like to throw people in jail and for the child support instead of just garnishing that shit out of their checks or whatever? Like, because I've never gotten that. But yeah, y'all let me know or whatever about that. But anyways, Juju, she pretty much is telling Kimbella that she needs to let all that shit go or whatever. That's the past, that she needs to move on from it. And Jay, she starts to vent about Snoop or whatever, about how Snoop is not helping her and all this other stuff. And she talks about Sophie Green and everything. And and next thing you know, she lays the bombshell on Kimbella about Juelz working, about how Juelz is supposed to be working with her and everything. Oh Lord, why did she tell Kimbella that? You know what I'm saying? But Juju, she's saying in her confessional, as she's listening to Jay and everything, she feels like that Jay is jealous or whatever, and doesn't know if probation is going to help, deal with her and Snoop's issues, because you guys, remember last episode she told Snoop that she was going to put her on the 30-day probation and everything. And I'm just like, Juju seemed like she kind of got some sense. Like, she kind of got some sense, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and third. But yeah. So anyways, moving, because I agree with her on that. So anyways, moving on from that, we get Cardi B. She's sitting with her sister Hennessy or whatever. They are out for lunch and everything. And she's telling her about the situation that happened with Swift and his girlfriend or whatever. And Hennessy is telling her that that's not cute, that you sitting up here fighting and being like a ratchet and all this other stuff. And Cardi is like, I don't care, whatever. She disrespected me and everything, and I made it my business to, if I ever seen a bitch out on the street that disrespected me and all this other stuff, I would whip they ass on sight and all this other stuff. And Hennessy is trying to help her. Hennessy is like being the voice of reasoning for her in this moment. She's telling her, like, you have to understand, you're around her boyfriend 24/7. She's going to feel some type of way about that. You know what I'm saying? And all this other stuff. So, Cardi says that she don't regret what she did to Asia and everything, but she regrets telling Swift, fuck him and fuck the tour, and that they can't work together no more and all this other stuff and blase blase. And that, she's not going to tell Tommy about the kiss or whatever. But, child, whatever. I ain't got time. But, anyways, moving on from that, we get Sky and Drew. They are, I don't know if, like, it looked like she was working out or something. I don't know. But, he's pretty much still tight about what happened at their event and everything. And, Sky is like, you created this situation and all this other stuff. And, Sky is like that. You don't respect me and this, that, and the third. And, and he's trying to tell her that she doesn't respect herself or whatever, because if she did, like, pretty much talking down on her. Like, he's sitting up here saying, you don't respect yourself because if you did, you would have listened to what I told you to do and all this other stuff. And, he brings up how, she went behind his back to, give Mariah Lynn the record and everything. Now on that part, yeah, I do understand. You know, she shouldn't be interfering with your business and everything. So yeah, that was wrong on her part. And she's sitting up here saying how Bianca needs to go and all this other stuff. Uh, Drew is sitting up here saying like it's not a big deal or whatever. And you know, she's like, you know, I gave up a lot for you. I gave up friends and all this other stuff, this, that, and the third. And he's sitting up here trying to say that she was passed around like a basketball. And he throws that shit in her face or whatever, throwing her past in her face and everything. And pretty much trying to act like as if, you know, he made her or he saved her or some shit like that. And I'm just like, but y'all know they still together, right? Because I just seen the interview recently with them on Hot 97, and the way he was talking in that interview then, and I was talking to one of my subscribers about it, I was halfway paying attention to the interview, but the little bit of shit that I did pay attention to, he was talking like he was just superior above her then. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, at the same time, I was reading earlier, and also one of my subscribers told me too how, you know, Sky was pretty much like kind of like in a side chick situation with him or whatever, this, that, and the third. And I guess he was supposed to be dating Laura Stiles, one of her friends or whatever, this, that, and the third. But the thing that I was reading up on earlier, I don't know if this is the same girl that apparently was Laura Stiles' friend or whatever, but hold up, let me find the screenshot for y'all of the story. Um, Pretty much it says that, you know, he tried to, you know, finesse, you know, Sky, whatever. He tried to finesse Sky. And, you know, when his girlfriend at the time wasn't looking or whatever, but she caught him giving Sky, you know, his number and everything. And that's when the girlfriend kicked him out or whatever. So I'm assuming that they all was at, you know, her house or something like that. This, that, and the third. And Drew was living with her and everything. And somehow, some way, he met Sky somewhere, and he brought Sky back to the crib and everything. I don't know, and tried to get her number and shit like that, or whatever. Yeah, he tried to get her number and shit like that without his girlfriend looking, but his girlfriend caught him. And my whole thing is, Sky, that wasn't a red flag to you then. This motherfucker blatantly tried to get your number in front of his bitch at the time or whatever, and you still gonna go for the fuck shit? You still gonna go for it. So it's like, now I can't even really feel sorry for her in this situation. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't excuse the shit that Bianca be doing neither. Let's be clear. It's not excusing the shit that she's doing, but at the same time, it's like, now I can't even feel sorry for Sky because of the fact that, like, it's like you get him how you lose him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. But but it's just like, he was dead ass wrong for, you know, sitting up here throwing that shit in her face like that. Sitting up here talking about something she was passed around like a basketball and all this other stuff. And I guess how she had like millionaires or something taking care of her, and how they ain't do shit for her, and how he did all this shit for her, this, that, and the third. And I was just like, I can't. Because I wish a motherfucker would talk to me like that. Ooh. Ooh, child. He would have got clocked right in his motherfucking jaw. Anyway, so moving on from that, we get Juju. Her and Cam, they're going to dinner or whatever to, you know, spend time and everything. And, you know, they're playing around and all this other stuff. And he's telling her, you know, I got money in both of my pockets. Whichever, you know, he was like, you know, pick which pocket you want and everything. So, she picks the pocket that has the less money in it or whatever. It only had like $27 and everything. And, you know, I thought that was, you know, real cute. They was joking around about that, this, that, and the third or whatever. And, you know, she was speaking in Spanish to him and shit like that. But anyways, she tells him pretty much that she wants a baby and all this other stuff. But, you know, he be on tour or whatever. And, you know, she be missing him and all this other stuff. And, you know, he's like, that don't stop you from popping up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And, she was like, you know, I just be missing you and everything. He was like, nah, you just be trying to check on shit. That's all you be trying to do and everything. And, they started arguing about how long they've been exclusive and everything, and he's saying one thing and she says another, but, you know, he, you know, was joking around and all this other stuff, and, you know, how they've been exclusive since 2008 and blah, blah, blah. And pretty much she, brings up the fact that she wants a baby with him and everything, and he's cool with the idea or whatever, but he doesn't want it to be he doesn't want them to like stress themselves out about it. You know what I'm saying? He just, he wants it to happen naturally. So I thought that was cool. Anyways, moving on from that, we get Drewski, Andrew, and Bianca in the studio or whatever. And Bianca was like, I knew I was gonna still be on the record regardless. Like, can't no bum bitch stop me and all this other stuff. And she's saying how she's fire and all this other stuff. I'm like, but yet we still haven't heard nothing from you on the radio. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do feel like, the stuff that we have heard from Bianca on the show, I do feel like, her shit, her shit be cool or whatever, this, that, and the third, but it's not getting no radio play. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, she's like, you sure you're not letting people dictate your life and all this other stuff? And he's like, I'm doing the song with you, ain't I? And all this other stuff. And pretty much he's saying that he wants a mutual apology between Sky and Bianca and all this other stuff for, the shit that happened. And he was like, he don't even know if Sky gonna talk to him after, what he said to her the other day and all this other stuff. So, she's like, Bianca's like that she's not apologizing because Sky came over to her and was being disrespectful and all this other stuff, getting out of pocket, blase, blase. And, she was like, she gonna sit up here and say that she's a boss and that Sky is an assistant and everything. And I'm like, please help me understand how you're a boss. Just, please help me understand it. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, and I'm with Ashley Miller. She been saying for the past 2 weeks, how BBOD was right about Bianca, because I think it was Mo last season who said that Bianca tried to steal her man or something like that, this, that, and the third. So I'm like, God damn it, Dejanay and Penny Proud was right and we ain't listen. Like, I'm like Ashley Miller on that shit. Y'all know I used to call BBOD Dejanay and Penny Proud last season or whatever. So yeah, I'm feeling like her. Like, damn, they tried to tell us and we ain't listen. But anyways, yeah. So moving on from that, he's sitting up here still, flirting with her and all this other stuff and being inappropriate. He got his laptop sitting on her ass or whatever. And this is like, I ain't got time. Anyways, moving on from that, we get Self. And that, we're at his Gwenin event and everything. Rich is there or whatever, and Mariah Lynn, she shows up and she's ready to sign the contract, and everything. She has it with her and blase blase. She brings Sky with her and everything. Mariah Lynn is trying to be neutral between Sky and Bianca because she, vibes with Sky, whatever. Sky apologizes about the record and everything. She didn't know that her and Bianca was close like that, and had she would have known, she would have never tried no shit like that. So, Self, he comes over to where they're at and everything. Mariah Lynn, she spots Rich Dollars and calls him Bitch Dollars or whatever. And she Self says that he was like, come on, that's old beef and all this other stuff, this, that, and the third. And Self, he tries to lie and says that, like he's trying to, lie or whatever, and says that Rich wants to make amends with her or whatever, which of course we know Rich never said nothing like that. But Self is like that. He just wants things to be cool with them two or whatever, this, that, and the third. Excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all. Self, he asks, Mariah Lynn about signing with him and everything. And, she's sitting up here saying that, that she went to her lawyer today or whatever for, her lawyer to look over the contract or whatever, but she has a copy of the contract in her bag and everything. And I'm like, Self, that still ain't telling him shit about what the fuck you gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So, Self, he brings out this other artist named Major Galore or whatever, and she introduces herself as the first lady of Gwenin. And so Mariah Lynn is pissed at this point, and she confronts Self or whatever about it or whatever. And he's like, you never signed the deal and everything. And then that's when Major comes over and all this other stuff. And she's saying, I don't think it's going to be a problem between us because I'm a singer and you're a rapper and all this other stuff. And, Mariah's like, this ain't got nothing to do with you and blase, blase. And Mariah Lynn, she rips up the contract that she had or whatever. And next thing you know, she walks over to Rich Dollars and everything because she thought, you know, Rich wanted to make amends with her, and Rich was like, I ain't never say no shit like that or whatever. And Mariah Lynn was like, this another thing South lied about and all this other stuff, blase, blase. And so, Mariah wants to confront Rich about, the stuff that he's still been popping off about her and everything. And, she calls him old and washed up and calls him a jackass and everything, blase, blase. So, moving on from that, we get Cardi and Swift. Cardi pretty much, she wants to apologize to Swift and everything, and she didn't mean to put his relationship in jeopardy and all this other stuff, and she wants him back on the tour and everything, and he's not too sure about that after everything that happened because he lost a little bit of respect for Cardi. So moving on from that, we get Kim and Jewel's. Kim brings up the conversation that she had with Jay or whatever about Sophie, and Jewel was like, Snoop presented her to me and everything, and he also explains the conversation that he had with Snoop and all this other stuff. And Kim feels like that the girl is thirsty or whatever, and that she's ratchet, to sit up here and saying already that she's working with him and all this other stuff. And Kim, she starts crying about the past and everything, and Jewel's he's very understanding about it, and I give it to him. You know what I'm saying? He says that he's going to just keep on reassuring her or whatever until she gets it, because he wants to be with her and spend the rest of his life with her and everything. And Jewel tells her that I need you to let this shit go and everything. So moving on from that, we get Rich and Jade. They meet up at his restaurant, by themselves or whatever, in the room by themselves. And Jade is like that Ashley went off on her and everything, and how she's embarrassed and how he should have had her back and all this other stuff. And she's sitting up here calling herself a bad bitch. I'm like, reasons why this shit is not going to work out between y'all two, right? That you're calling yourself a bad bitch. You're calling yourself a bad bitch. Reasons why this shit is not going to work out between you and Rich Dollars, okay? And she's saying that he should be on his motherfucking knees begging her for forgiveness and everything. I'm like, bitch, who the fuck do you think you is? Like, fuck out of here. Like, really? You know what I'm saying? Like, you expect him to just like sit up here and go completely off on his daughter and everything? I mean, like I said, I do feel like, I understand Ashley's position and everything, but at the same time, I do feel like Rich maybe should have said something to her or whatever, kind of put her in her place. But the way she was coming off, though, she was coming off as if she expected Rich to just completely go off on his own daughter. Like, get the fuck out. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then, she's getting all emotional because Rich just sitting there like, he ain't got shit to say, and she's like, so you're seriously not gonna fight for this and all this other stuff? And he's telling her like, yo, calm down, you doing too much or whatever, this, that, and third. And next thing you know, motherfucking Moniece shows up. I said, Mona, I'm not fooling with you in this foolishness today. I'm not. And so we gonna end it right there. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this episode. And also let me know how y'all feel about episode 4. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, and I will see you guys in the next video.